So, Married at First Sight, it is a wrap. The show is over. Nikki, my gosh, girl, you gagged me. Gagged. Nikki and Sean are a no. They will not continue their relationship, marriage. It's done. It's done. And they went right from the last episode into the reunion, so you got to see everything. And let's talk about it. Nikki and Sean, leading up to this, I wasn't sure what kind of space they were in. Sean was apologetic on his Instagram and posting pictures of him and Nikki like they still were an item. So I was kind of like, are they together? Are they not together? I didn't know what really to think about it. So leading up to this, I was like, they may say yes because, they were being very honest as a couple and they were trying to work past their issues. And we don't know these people, so I thought maybe they might say yes. However, Nikki is very intelligent and never played with Nikki's intelligence. Nikki came up on that last episode with all of her notes, ready to let him know everything he has done has not gone unnoticed. She wrote down everything from the moment she met him until, I don't know, the last 2 days they were together. Like, she really went in and went into detail. And you see Sean's face like crack. She was like, Sean, you are not ready for a marriage. Somewhere down there is a broken man, and I agree. Somewhere, Sean has lost himself. He's psychoanalyzing everybody. He's treating everybody like they're a mental patient. If they don't see things his way, then something must be wrong with them. And I just think Sean is a big manipulator. And she saw right through all of that, and she called him out on it. And I feel like Sean, when he said no, it was really in retaliation. Like, it wasn't anything like I'm saying no because I just feel like we haven't grown closer together or we're not the same people that we were when we first met each other. It was very much so like, I'm saying no to you because now you're being petty and you're going back to when I first met you. And he was really trying to take it to a place of retaliation. And again, that's how Sean is. Like, if you hurt him, he wants to hurt you 10 times harder. He's not ready to be married. He's ready to be messy. He's very ready to be messy, but not be married. Cut to the reunion, and Nikki is even more pissed because now, of course, they have seen, like, everybody has watched the entire episode. Every single episode is out, and they watched it. It's been a year, and nobody on that cast apologized to Nikki. They were all quiet. They were holding their faces. Everybody was kind of shocked, and I'm like, wow. Y'all have nothing to say, but y'all were so Team Sean. Y'all thought he was so perfect, and y'all were wrong, and y'all were dead wrong. And it was just the look of embarrassment on Mecca's face and all of the men's face when they had to just watch Nikki talk about the things that he did and how he would act towards her. And even when it came down to him implying that it's her job to please him, knowing that they're not actually married and they only knew each other for a couple of weeks, and to come out in a robe, tied around your waist talking about it's your job to, like, please me as a wife. And it was just gross. And all of the men up there were like, bro, you just took it too far with the sex stuff. And he just, again, not willing to listen, not willing to hear even the men tell him that this was too much. In Sean's world, he is the diva. When it came to him, like, trying to compare houses, even the counselor pointed out, like, Sean, like, why did you downgrade her home and you said so much crazy stuff about her home? He was like, well, I just felt like, I wasn't really doing that. I didn't mean for it to come out that way. I'm just a bougie person. And it's like like Bill said, y'all both trying to be Beyonce. There's only one Beyonce in the group, and that happens to be Nikki. But again, I don't think Sean is a straight man, so maybe he felt the need to kind of downgrade her a little bit because who does she think she is compared to his little tiny apartment that was barely functional? I digress. Moving on to Nikki just imploding when he brought up her mother. I was like, see? Because Sean, whole thing, when Nikki's mom spoke about her child and how it was hurtful as a mother to see her child go through that, I really felt for her mom because he did do and say a lot of disgusting things. It wasn't like the way he acted towards her was almost like predatory. It wasn't like, oh, baby, come lay down with me so I can rub on you. It was like, we should do mutual masturbation. Like, what the hell? He was such a damn creep. And her mom was like, I'm not going to say what I feel. I'm just telling you that it was wrong. And Sean literally could not apologize to that woman and was like, I was trying to get to meet you and you turned my phone calls down multiple times. Hello, that's Nikki's mom, not your mom. He was definitely trying to get Nikki's mom to see his side, to take his side, because Sean is very charming. So he wanted the family to switch up on Nikki, and that way Nikki will be forced to stay with a good man like Sean. And Nikki was just too smart, and she was not going to let it happen. And I wish they would have cut him from speaking up to her mother or about her mother. After she spoke her piece and they went back and forth for a little bit, that should have been it. But again, Sean knows where to hurt people, so he kept going back to it, going back, going back. He's annoying. Anyways, Mecca and Belle. Mecca and Belle said yes. And then on the reunion, kind of find out they're no longer together. Mecca seems like he's very just kind of like, oh, well, it happened. Nothing I can do. Kind of like he doesn't really give a damn. And Belle is very much hurt because she was like, I don't know where I went wrong. I lost myself, but I agree she did lose herself in the sauce. And she got lost in the Mecca hype. That he was this guy and he was so grand and he was so great when he was really a horrible man. Like, he was not a good man. And one thing about Mecca is he will admit that he wasn't good to her. He was not good to her. He said horrible things. He was not perfect. He was not trying to make himself seem perfect. He was like, well, it is what it is. And to find out the reason why they broke up is because he was calling her his ex-girlfriend's name. Like, Mecca, you have no shame. You have no shame. And Belle, baby, I hope, I pray that you are able to really learn from this. Don't lose yourself in a relationship and think that you are like second to none. Because I feel like Mecca was trying to cast a shadow that Belle really wasn't that girl. Belle is a beautiful woman. And on that reunion show, baby, in that gold dress, baby, she was too hot, too hot. So Belle deserves everything. And you saw Mecca kind of looking at her being like, well, she wasn't so angry with me a couple days ago. We were talking. We were kind. She was like, yeah, because I wanted to give you the same energy that you've been giving me on this show. I'm giving it to you now in front of the cameras, in public. Because he was a mess. He was a mess. And a lot of them were talking about, Mecca talking about her body and how her body wasn't perfect and it wasn't good enough for him. And Belle finally had the chance to defend herself. It was just really sad. It was sad. These are two beautiful black women who I feel like were set up. I feel like a lot of the women on the show were set up, but especially Belle and Nikki. They were set up with the wrong people. Like, if I were to pick somebody for Belle, I know that she's a sweet girl. I know that she's about to die. I know that she probably needs somebody who's a little more gentle with her, but also has a little bit of a rough edge. Maybe someone a little bit older and more mature, because she needs someone who's going to be able to cater and to love on her as she is as a woman. You know what I mean? And Mecca, I would pair him with like whatever, like a white girl or a girl that's very voluptuous, whatever he wanted, because he's a physical kind of guy. I would have gave him a physical kind of girl, so his energy would be matched. He needs somebody to match him on his wavelength. And I would have gotten Nikki with someone who is stable, which is hard because she's a high earner, but I would have gotten her someone less intellectual but more like an electrician, like someone in a trade, someone that can support her and understand what she needs, but also can give her that kind of firm balance. You know what I mean? She's not perfect either, but she needs somebody with a firm hand that's also loving and respectful to her and what she needs right now. So all in all, I think this was a chop. However, I don't know if I'll watch the next one, but this one, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'll catch you guys on my next one. Have a great day.